Hi fighting fans, tips from the Fight IQ channel. We are back for the 6th episode of the Fight IQ show. In this format, I usually rank the top 5 fights that happened last weekend, every organization and fight sport included. But this week though, it will be a bit different, as I will dedicate my top 5 to the UFC Fight Night which happened in Paris. To make this ranking, I was respecting the following criteria: the excitement, the duration of the fight, opposition level, and the way to finish the fight. After that, I will be previewing the top 5 fights to watch next weekend. Alors on y va! Number 5, Morgan Charrière vs Manolo Zecchini. It was the first fight on the main card. Really exciting to see Morgan Charrière fight with the UFC gear, and I think the crowd was thinking the same. He was facing Manolo Zecchini, who made most of his career on the Italian circuit. Zecchini wanted to bring the pressure to Charrière, but Charrière kept his composure, fighting smart, using his longer reach. He also used his kicks beautifully, causing a lot of problems for Zecchini. It's through a powerful front kick that Charrière brought his opponent down, and when Zecchini tried to get up, Charrière caught him with a nasty middle kick, and then finished him with punches until the referee stepped in. Beautiful finish from the last pirate. I hope to see him again inside the octagon. Number 4, Nora Cornell vs Jocelyn Edwards. A fight from the prelims, first appearance inside the UFC for Nora Cornell, and you could see from the walkout that she was determined. Tough challenge for her first time facing Edwards, which was more experienced, as I mentioned last week in the preview. Regarding the fight itself, it was what you could expect, Nora Cornell being the most dangerous fighter on feet, and Edwards trying to wrestle and grapple. Cornell showed a lot of resources and was really active on the ground, hitting from the bottom position, reversing Edwards, attempting a submission. All of that combined with the fact of being the most effective in the striking departments contributed to give her the win via unanimous decision. I hope that we will see her again in the future UFC events. Number 3, Manon Fiorot vs Rose Namajunas. It was the co-main event of the evening. I ranked it only third as we didn't see Rose at full capacity. Indeed, she injured one finger of her right hand early in the first round, making it difficult for her to throw punches. But that's part of the game, and Manon Fiorot has a great night nonetheless. In the tactical fight, she was always one step forward of her opponent, scoring the most damaging strikes, showing her strength during the grappling exchanges, showcasing her skills in all departments against someone like Rose Namajunas, a former champion. It's quite logically that she got the win via a unanimous decision, comforting her place in the rankings of the flyweight division. I hope she will get a shot at the belt without needing to go through a fight with Erin Blanchfield. I think she showed enough in her last fights to earn it. Regarding Tug Rose, I'm a bit worried, as she showed some signs that she didn't want to fight that much. Of course, she got injured quite quickly, but the body language during the fight was not encouraging. Number 2, Cyril Gane vs Sergey Spivak. Main event of the evening. A redemption fight for Gane, as he wanted to show that what happened against John Jones a few months back was just a mistake. It was a good test to face another good and dangerous wrestler like Spivak to do so. To be honest, I was expecting more aggressivity from Gane, but instead it was his always cool self. Light on his feet, not rushing, and playing a bit with his opponent to find an open shot. Spivak tried a few times to wrestle him in order to put him on the ground, his well-known weakness. But there again showed some improvements, not letting himself go down and keeping the fight on his feet. In the second round, after his coach told him between rounds to show that he wanted to fight for the belt, Gane did exactly what he was told, sending more powerful strikes, more often finding a lot of open shots, as Spivak looked in no capacity to stop the storm. After a few powerful knees and a rain of punches on Spivak, the referee stepped in to stop the fight. After the fight, Gane declared that he wanted to fight for the heavyweight title once again without fighting Tom Aspinall, who is another contender for the belt. I'm not sure that he will have his way on that, but a good win for Gane, regaining some confidence before tougher challenges. Number 1, Benoit Saint-Denis vs Thiago Moises. The best fight in my opinion. What an amazing display of the complete fighter that Benoit Saint-Denis is. From the beginning of the fight, he led the dance, bringing the fight to his opponents, alternating middle kicks, low kicks, and punches combos. He mixed things up with some wrestling, showing that he could grapple with the best from the lightweight category, as Thiago Moises had a lot of difficulties getting out of these exchanges. Saint-Denis displayed some massive ground and pound, as he sliced the face of Moises open with some nasty elbows. He also escaped some dangerous position on the ground, as Moises attempted twice to put him in a leg lock. At the end of the first round, he started to throw heavy punches, getting maybe too excited, exposing himself. But between rounds, his coach told him to keep his cool and stay technical, which is what he did, being clinical once again with his striking, the crowd going wild at every shot thrown. The referee was finally forced to stop the fight as Moises was not defending himself on the ground while BSD threw punches after punches. With that win, Saint-Denis showed that he belongs to the top 10 of the lightweight category. He did some call-outs after the fight, saying names like Dariush, Gamrot, Fiziev, Tsarukian or even Geiji, so that's really exciting for the future. To be 100% real with you all, I was expecting more from this event, even though we saw some high-level competition. One thing that didn't disappoint though is the crowd from the Accor Arena in Paris, who went completely wild. That's really great for French and even European MMA, and I hope we'll see more European events in the near future. To mention this week, Volkan Ozdemir comes back in the win column with a submission over Bogdan Guskov. Jacqueline Cavalcanti got her first win in the UFC via unanimous decision, despite suffering a quite nasty eye poke in the first round. Let's keep an eye on her. Absurd decision in the fight between Gomis and Gemuri. The referee according a TKO victory to Gomis after he sent a kick to his opponent, who said that it was a low blow, stopped the fight for a few seconds. The referee judged it legal, and it actually was, but he shouldn't have stopped the fight after that. Good performances from Ange Lusa and Taylor Lapillus against their respective opponents. And now the top 5 coming fights for next week. Number 5. Carlos Ulberg vs Da-Woon Jung. The last fight from the UFC 293 prelims. Ulberg is on the rise at the moment. Since getting a contract with the Dana White Contender Series, he is 4-1 inside the UFC, with 3 of these wins via knockout. Teammate of Adesanya will face Da-Woon Jung, who want to bounce back after 2 losses in a row. For these 2 losses, he had 4 wins inside the UFC with 3 finishes. I'm pretty sure we will see some pretty good striking, with powerful shots, and I predict a KO win by Ulberg. Number 4. Christian Billy vs Damon Nicholson. A boxing fight for the WBC Continental Super Middleweight belt. Pretty interesting fight as the undefeated Billy will fight an opponent who fought Demetrius Andrade last January, pushing him to the decision. Both fighters have a high KO ratio, Billy having 20 in 24 fights, and Nicholson having 22 in 26 fights. I expect Billy to win via decision, as it is hard to finish Nicholson, but I'm confident that Billy is the more technical fighter. Number 3. Tai Tuivasa vs Alexander Volkov, the co-main event of the UFC 293 in Sydney. Heavyweight showdown between 2 strikers with spectacular KO power. Tai Tuivasa will try to bounce back in front of his crowd, as he lost his last 2 against Gan and then Pavlovich, both by KO. Facing him, the longtime UFC fighter Alexander Volkov. That will be the 15th fight of Volkov at the UFC, where he lost only 4 times against title contenders like Gan, Blades, Lewis and Aspinall. Give an edge to Volkov as he is more complete than Tuivasa and has a quite significant reach advantage. If he can avoid the storm from Tuivasa, I'm confident he will finish him. Careful though, as Tuivasa will be fighting home, that can help him feeling more confident. Number 2. Manel Kape vs Felipe dos Santos, a fight from the main card at UFC 293 in Sydney. Kape was first going to fight against Figueiredo and then Kai Kara France, but they both pulled out due to injury. He will now face the newcomer and undefeated Felipe dos Santos. Dos Santos finished 5 of his 7 wins and recently fought at LFA, securing their win via unanimous decision. It will be a high-paced fight between these 2 flyweights, with a high volume of striking, but I will give an edge to Starboy Manel Kape, who is on the rise at the moment, eyeing a fight from the belt in the near future. And number 1, Israel Adesanya vs Sean Strickland, the main event of the UFC 293 in Sydney. A fun fight for sure. I will be honest, I don't see Strickland capable of dethroning Adesanya this weekend. There are 2 strikers and Adesanya is definitely the best in that domain. But Strickland is tough though, his fighting style can wear you down and he will bring the fight to Adesanya, so I expect a lot of action back and forth and an exciting fight. It might be the fight of the weekend for me, where I predict Adesanya to win via KO. You can watch all of these fights via ESPN or the UFC Fight Pass. Also to keep an eye on, Dana White's Contender Series Week 5 is coming, and Cage Warriors 159 in San Diego will happen Friday. I'm excited to see this card and I will keep an eye on it. So that's it for this week guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If that's the case, please knock that subscribe button out to be aware when I drop a new video. So let me know in the comment what you thought about UFC Paris and what are you expecting from the fights next weekend. Enjoy the fights, I'll see you next week.